Okay, folks, let's get started. I'm gonna put this effector null to this under this null, so just we have a bit more neater object manager, and let's start adding our main cloner. For our main cloner, for the moment, I'm just going to use this cylinder high quality one, okay? And I'm going to drag it, control and drag it out of the, sorry, just select this cylinder, control drag it, and now you have a version for here. And also I'm going to disable this main cloner because I have this box indicator and I think that would be enough for our main clone creation. Okay, so let's simply add a cloner and let put this cylinder HQ into this cloner. And I think because we know the dimensions of this box 380, 200, 110, 100, 110, even though the Y really doesn't matter. So we can simply, for now, disable this cube also and start working on our cloner. Make sure your cloner is set to grid array. And we just need one in one row in Y direction. And actually, let me disable my studio so just see what's going on here. Um, let's go to something like 39 here, and I think I use something like 11 in the z-axis. Uh, Change the box as you remember to a 380 in x. The y-axis really doesn't matter, and the z-axis 110. And this should give us a really complete. Okay, that's enough, I think, and getting what we want really. So this is good. And the next thing I want to do is to actually apply the. I just hit NC to go to quick shading. And now the next thing that we need to do is to go there and actually apply the shader effector that we first apply shader effector and then use the shader that we created inside After Effects. So let's go there, apply MoGraph effector, and add the shader effector. Okay. Now the shader effector, first of all, let's create a material and again enable the luminance channel. Let's name this the chord shader, and let's import our shader. I provided you with these files. You can use them really easily in your project. So let's double click on the first one. It asks you if you want to create a copy in your project location. We say no, go to that, go to your animation tab, click on calculate, and that will load up that logo for you. Now for the shader effector, the first thing, change the parameter. We don't want to affect the scale, we just want to affect the position in y-axis. So let's go to 100 centimeter for the moment. And now the next thing I want to do, in the shading tab, make sure it's set to luminance, apply this texture, and in the shading tab, make sure, just to be more sure, apply this texture tag here. Okay, now go to this tag and make sure it's the projection is flat, and go to your texture mode, select your rotation, and again we need to rotate it 900 degree. Hold down shift so it's snapped to 10 degrees increment. Select your axis mode or enable your axis mode hitting L. Select your scale tool, and we're going to just scale this texture until it gives us what we want. Let's go to the top view and see. I think this is not too bad at all. Make it a bit bigger, a bit smaller. I think this is definitely good. Let's see. I'm just trying to adjust until I get the logo looks like my logo. So, and also make sure, open texture, make sure the sampling method is not this MIP method, just make it none, so no blurring will be applied to our texture. and that will definitely give that a better result. There we go. That's not too bad. Now what you can do is simply I want to save this selection. So basically I want to have this clones selected, so whenever I apply for example plane effectors, just these clones that are affected by this shader effector to be affected that time. So it's really easy. Select your cloner and go to your MoGraph, go to your MoGraph selection, and now you can simply select these clones that are being affected by our shader effector. There you go. Make sure all of them are selected, and now you have a simple MoGraph selection that you can name it MoGraph selection shader effector. Okay, there we go. That's really easy. Now that we have this shader effector, I'm actually going to for the moment disable my shader effector, and just let me organize my scene a bit more. I'm going to put these guys down and Alt G, and let's name this guy the cloner. Okay, that's our second cloners, and let's put these guys and again Alt G in here, and this is our effectors for chord. Okay, and the next thing, let's just create new layers, or why we just add this guy to our actually our effectors layers. We have a layer set up for that. Now the nice thing that I have this selection applied to this cloner, I can simply apply something like a plane effector, for example, and in this plane effector what we can do is go to this effector tab, and you have this selection. If I put this MoGraph selection in here, now the only clones that are going to be affected by this plane effector are the clones that are selected by our MoGraph selection. So if I, for example, go add a falloff, like I don't know, maybe a sphere falloff, and if I move it around, you get this effect. Very nice. Now in the next lesson, what I'm going to do is to start adding the plane effectors and creating a few plane effectors, and finally applying our shader effector on top of them. These clones, we're going to definitely change them to more complex and different type of clones as you see in the motion design. But for now, we're just going to set up our clone, and that would be easily we can change this element here to whatever we want, and we do that in the this section after we have set up our main logo cloner and everything is done. We can change them, and I'll see you in the next lesson.